52 years. That's how long the world has been waiting for this moment. DR Congo, the Leopards, are back at the FIFA World Cup, back on the biggest stage on the planet. And their first opponent? A Portugal squad armed with Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Leao, Nuno Mendes, and arguably the deepest midfield of any team in this entire tournament. This isn't just a Group K opener. This is history versus hunger, legacy versus desperation. A soccering giant against a nation that had to fight through intercontinental playoffs, beat Jamaica in extra time, just to be here. But here's what nobody is talking about. DR Congo are not here just to make up the numbers. And if Portugal underestimate these Leopards for even 30 seconds, they will get bitten. Welcome back. If that opening didn't get your pulse going, I don't know what will. I'm your host here at Talk Soccer HD, where we don't do casual takes, we don't do fence sitting, and we absolutely do not sleep on African soccer. So let's get into it. Here's the full picture. Today is June 17th, 2026. NRG Stadium, Houston, Texas. Group K, Portugal versus DR Congo. Kickoff at 1 p.m. Eastern. And this is not just another World Cup group stage warm-up. This match carries enormous weight on both sides of the pitch. Portugal, ranked 5th by FIFA, are appearing at their 9th World Cup. DR Congo enter Group K ranked 46th, returning to the World Cup for the first time since 1974. Let that sink in. 52 years of absence. An entire generation of Congolese soccerers who never got this chance. Roberto Martinez's Portugal are the strong favorites to top Group K, which also includes Colombia and Uzbekistan, and they enter the tournament off the back of 3 straight friendly wins over USA, Chile, and Nigeria. They are sharp, they are confident, they are loaded. DR Congo punched their ticket to the 2026 World Cup in thrilling fashion after Axel Tuanzebe scored an extra-time winner to down Jamaica at Guadalajara Stadium. It was drama. It was chaos. It was beautiful. Captain Chancel Mbemba said it best after, "It's a dream come true." You cannot manufacture that kind of motivation. So today, I'm going to cover 3 things. 1. Why Portugal's squad is genuinely frightening and where their real danger comes from. Hint, it's not who you think. 2. Why DR Congo are more dangerous than every pundit is giving them credit for. The Leopards have teeth. 3. My tactical prediction for how this game actually plays out. And my hot take on the final scoreline that will have the comments section absolutely on fire. Let's go. Point 1. Portugal's real weapon isn't Ronaldo. It's their midfield. Let's address the elephant in the room first. Cristiano Ronaldo. 41 years old, 6 World Cups, 143 international goals, the most capped outfield player in the history of men's soccer with 226 appearances. The headlines will be all about him today. Every camera in that stadium will follow him. Every pundit will talk about him. And that is exactly the problem. Because while everyone is watching Ronaldo, the real destruction is being built 30 meters behind him. Portugal have assembled what I genuinely believe is the most complete midfield unit at this entire World Cup. Think about it. Bruno Fernandes, Portugal's engine, their set-piece taker, their penalty specialist, the man who links everything. Vitinha, the deep-lying tempo controller who just won the treble with PSG and was absolutely magnificent all season. João Neves, also PSG, 22 years old, pressing machine, reads the game like a veteran. And Bernardo Silva, sitting just behind the attack, drifting between lines, impossible to pin down. 4 elite midfielders, all in form, all playing regularly at the highest level. That is terrifying. Here's the thing most people miss. Martinez's system gives these players freedom to interchange positions. Bruno drifts forward, Bernardo drops deep, Vitinha covers the space, Neves wins it back immediately. It's fluid, it's unpredictable, and against a DR Congo side that will likely sit in a back five and defend deep, Portugal's midfield will be the key to unlocking that defensive block, not Ronaldo. Look at how Spain used their midfield to break down Morocco at Qatar 2022. Pure positional dominance. Portugal can do the same thing here, but with more individual quality. The comparison actually undersells Portugal. Spain didn't have anyone with Bruno Fernandes' ability to play a killer final ball. Portugal do. Now, here's where I challenge the mainstream. Everyone says Ronaldo is Portugal's main man. I say Ronaldo is Portugal's biggest risk. If Martinez plays him as the central striker from the start, which the odds suggest he will, they lose the pressing intensity that Goncalo Ramos brings. Ramos is mobile. Ramos works channels. Ramos creates space for the midfield runners. Ronaldo at 41 does not do that anymore. He waits for the ball. He finishes. He's a penalty box player now. And against a deep defensive block like DR Congo will set up, that movement behind the line matters enormously. I'm not saying Ronaldo is finished. He scored at 5 consecutive World Cups. He is a living legend. But in this specific tactical setup, against this specific opponent, starting Ramos might actually be the smarter call. Martinez won't make it, but it would be the right one. Portugal's midfield will dominate this game. Bank on it. Point 2. Dr. Congo are not here to survive. They're here to shock. Right. Let's talk about the Leopards. Because the narrative around DR Congo is lazy. Every pundit is treating this like a foregone conclusion. Portugal will win comfortably. DR Congo are just happy to be here. Absolute nonsense. This squad has genuine quality. Let's start at the back. Chancel Mbemba, Lille, 107 caps, most experienced player on the pitch today. The man has rebuilt his entire career after his difficult spell at Newcastle. He's organized, aggressive, and he'll be the one barking instructions all game. Alongside him, Axel Tuanzebe, the man whose extra-time goal against Jamaica put Congo at this World Cup. Aaron Wan-Bissaka at wingback brings Premier League quality to that defensive structure. And Arthur Masuaku from Lens brings energy and creativity going forward from left wingback. Now look at the attack. Yoane Wissa, Newcastle United. Rapid, clinical. 5 brilliant Premier League seasons. This man is genuinely dangerous in behind. And Cedric Bakambu, 35 years old, playing for Real Betis in La Liga, 21 international goals, one away from becoming DR Congo's all-time top scorer. You think he doesn't want that record on the biggest stage of his career? That is a man with a point to prove today. Coach Sebastian de Sabra will almost certainly set up in a defensive 5-4-1 or 5-3-2 shape, protecting the space, staying compact, and hitting Portugal on the counter. And here's the danger. Portugal's fullbacks love to push forward. Diogo Dalot and João Cancelo will bomb up the pitch. The moment they do, Wissa and Bakambu will run in behind. One counterattack, one moment of quality. That's all it takes. Don't sleep on the Leopards. Seriously. Point 3. The tactical battle, where this game will actually be won and lost. We've talked about Portugal's midfield dominance. We've talked about DR Congo's counterattacking threat. Now let's zoom out and talk about the tactical chess match that decides everything. Here's the key battleground: wide areas. Portugal's system under Roberto Martinez is built on width. Nuno Mendes, arguably the best left-back in world soccer right now, will be flying forward constantly down that left side. Diogo Dalot pushes high on the right. João Cancelo provides an extra body in midfield when he tucks in. This creates overloads all over the pitch. But, and this is crucial, it also leaves space in behind when Portugal lose possession. Now think about what DR Congo have on the counter. Wissa on the right, bursting in behind. Bakambu making intelligent runs centrally. Bongonda capable of carrying the ball at pace. If DR Congo win the ball in their own half and transition quickly, they can expose the space Mendes and Dalot leave behind them in seconds. This is the exact vulnerability Portugal showed in Qatar 2022. South Korea exploited it. Morocco would have exploited it had they met in the knockout rounds. Teams that sit deep, stay disciplined, and transition at pace cause Portugal problems every single time. Desabre knows this. He will have watched every second of Portugal's recent matches. His game plan is clear. Stay narrow and compact in 2 banks of 4. Deny Bruno Fernandes space between the lines. Force Portugal wide, and when you win the ball, release Wissa immediately. Simple, effective, dangerous. The question is whether DR Congo can maintain that defensive discipline for 90 minutes against the quality of Portugal's midfield. Because here's the reality. Portugal will have the ball for large portions of this game. Vitinha and João Neves will control the tempo. Bernardo Silva will find pockets of space. Eventually, the defensive block will crack. Eventually, Portugal's quality wins out. But eventually is not immediately. And the first goal in this match is absolutely massive. If Portugal score early, DR Congo's defensive game plan collapses, and it becomes a very long afternoon for the Leopards. But if DR Congo, against all odds, score first, Houston becomes a cauldron. Portugal start panicking. The crowd goes insane. And suddenly, we have the upset of the tournament on our hands. First goal decides everything. Mark my words. The hot take. All right, you've been patient. Here it is. Everyone is predicting Portugal 3-0. Portugal 4-0. Comfortable, routine, professional. The typical big team beats minnow scoreline. Pundits are falling over themselves to predict a goal fest for the European side. I think that's completely wrong. And I'll tell you exactly why. DR Congo are not Andorra. They are not San Marino. These are professional soccerers playing at European clubs who qualified for this World Cup by beating teams in intercontinental playoffs. They carry 52 years of national pride on their shoulders. Chancel Mbemba and Cedric Bakambu are experienced, motivated, and tactically disciplined. Desabre is a coach who has worked with this group for 4 years and knows exactly how to set them up to frustrate. Here is my hot take, and I am fully committed to this. Portugal win this game 2-1. DR Congo score. DR Congo actually score. Wissa gets in behind Cancelo or Dalot in the second half, finishes coolly, and for about 15 minutes, Houston loses its mind. Portugal eventually find the winner through their midfield quality, Bruno Fernandes with either a goal or a decisive assist. But this is not the comfortable stroll everyone is predicting. This is a fight. This is messy. This is exactly the kind of opener that sets the tone for a World Cup story nobody saw coming. Portugal go through, but DR Congo leave Houston with their heads held high, knowing they pushed one of the tournament favorites to the absolute limit. That's the game. 2-1 Portugal. Harder than anyone expected. Stay with me, because in the outro, I'm going to give you my final verdict, summarize everything, and ask you the one question that needs to be settled in the comments right now. All right, let's bring it home. 3 points, 3 minutes. Let's go. 1. Portugal's midfield is the most dangerous unit at this World Cup, and Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and João Neves will control this game from the first whistle. Not Ronaldo, the midfield. 2. DR Congo are genuinely dangerous on the counterattack, and Yoane Wissa is the most underrated player on the pitch today. The Leopards have real teeth, and any Portugal defender who switches off for even 1 second will pay the price. 3. This game is decided by the first goal. Portugal score first, it's comfortable. DR Congo score first, we have the upset of the tournament. The tactical battle in the wide areas, specifically Wissa against Cancelo and Dalot, is where this match is won and lost. And my final verdict? Portugal win 2-1. But they are made to work for every single minute of it. DR Congo score. Wissa terrorizes that back line. Bakambu threatens everything. And for a 20-minute spell in the second half, the entire soccer world holds its breath, wondering if we are witnessing the greatest World Cup shock in 50 years. Portugal's quality ultimately sees them through. Bruno Fernandes delivers when it matters. That is what elite players do on the biggest stages. But DR Congo walk off that pitch in Houston, having announced themselves to the world. 52 years of waiting. One performance that changes the entire conversation. This is why we love soccer. This is why the World Cup is unlike anything else on the planet. Because on any given day, in any given stadium, history can be rewritten in 90 minutes. And here's the thing. The real story coming out of Group K might not be Portugal at all. It might be the Leopards of DR Congo. And whether they can carry this performance into their next 2 games against Colombia and Uzbekistan and actually reach the knockout rounds for the first time in their history. Now, I want to hear from you. Here's the debate question for the comments section today, and I want thousands of responses on this one. Should Roberto Martinez start Cristiano Ronaldo or Gonzalo Ramos as the number 9 against DR Congo? And which choice gives Portugal the better chance of winning this World Cup overall? Drop your answer below. Defend your position. I read every single comment, and I will be responding today. If you are new here, welcome to Talk Soccer HD. This is what we do. Passionate analysis, zero fence-sitting, real soccer debate. If you want more content like this throughout the 2026 World Cup, every match, every angle, every hot take, then hit that subscribe button right now. Not because I'm asking you to, but because you know this is exactly the kind of soccer content you've been looking for. We'll see you for the next one. Let's go!